see. Okay. So I think we're going in the group. Or in YouTube. It may or may not be actually streaming. Okay, I think we're live now. Let me get this link
cool.
into the group. Technical difficulties. And join us.
Like super bright over here. We finally have the sun. There we go, maybe.
I'm sitting outside my new house for the first time to do this.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Awesome.
And the dogs think I'm talking to a stranger. And they think strangers are dangerous. So they're not very happy about that. So, okay.
They're doing their job.
Yeah. That's what everyone says, but it's still annoying. Okay, so it's finally posted in the group. Thank you for bearing with me, all the technical difficulties. And thank you for joining me too. So if anyone is joining us, I'm here with Erica, and I don't really know you, right? Like we just kind of chatted briefly, and you said you were loving my connection builder. So what happened is I send out a little, note to anybody who signs in. I think it's like 15 times their first month of my connection builder, and you responded back with such enthusiasm. Let me see if I can have it pulled up. I said, What is the thing that you enjoy most about it? You said, what don't I enjoy about it? All in one place that keeps all my team members, clients, leads, non-negotiables, lifestyle goals, business goals, and trending. I love this tool. And that's all you said, really.
Absolutely.
I would love to pick your brain about your experience. So here we are meeting live, which thank you. And I think some time off work to step outside and do this with me today because we're both busy. And then you had a sick kiddo, right?
Mm-hmm.
Everybody feeling better?
Yes. Yeah. He went to the pediatrician all as well.
Good. Well, again, thank you for your time. So just tell me a little bit about yourself and kind of like what business you're running, why you chose to try MCB.
Yeah. So I first and foremost am a wife and a mother, and I have two small children. So they're 4 and 6. So it's a lot of like kindergarten drop-offs, childcare drop-offs, preschool drop-offs. And I am fortunate and blessed enough to also have a full-time job where that allows me to do that. So I'm able to do all of that running before I ever get to my office and do those types of things. And then I generally work, take a break, go do childcare and preschool drop-off again, come back to the office, those types of things. So constantly busy. My husband and I are also very much involved in our church. So we're always on the go. And then, of course, we also run a cattle farm outside of our full-time jobs. Yeah. And then we have a nutrition business on the side that we also do. So this for me my passion is nutrition. I used to weigh myself over 300 pounds. And so losing the weight and realizing that it's not all about weight and still being unhealthy. But, I really have a passion for speaking out and reaching out to those moms who are trying to now raise their next generation and raise them healthy. And also to all of those single women who think that they'll never find love, right? And speak to their hearts and realize it's not all about weight, just health. Health is what matters. And overall health. So I want to talk about spiritual health, emotional health, physical health. I have a huge passion for that. And not being able to find a way to find the time to carve out, to reach out to people was killing that business, right? I wasn't able to be what I really wanted to be with it. I would have all these ideas and thoughts running through my head and have no idea how to structure that because I work in IT. So I love tools. I'm very tech savvy. I actually work with software validation. So most people don't like working with us in return for medical devices. But this tool has allowed and opened so many doors for me because I was able to, since I do like IT, I could just export my Google contacts, import into the tool, export my Facebook contacts, import into the tool. And all of a sudden I realized all of those excuses I had before for not knowing anybody and not knowing what to do were gone. It was out the window. It gave me a follow-up list. I was able to organize my team. I didn't realize, honestly, how much I neglected those who were not just my team, but then also my clients. I wouldn't follow up with them on a regular basis. And so this has allowed me to reestablish connections that I had lost track of, establish new connections and relationships, and start to really build those relationships that I desire to with other people. All within, I'm also very competitive. So I love the timing feature. I set the time tool, I press play, and it is on. It is like a game for me to get that amount of work done in that window, or I have lost. And it's like Pac-Man, I lost it all over again. So I absolutely love this tool and everything it's opened the doors for me to do.
Awesome. I love hearing that it's really helping you make those relationships that are important to your business, because that's the thing. Most people I encounter in this industry really do want to make a difference in people's lives with either the business or the products or both. And when you are a real person and you're busy with family and busy with another full-time job or busy just living your life, it's difficult to do that on a massive scale. And it's a little bit of a numbers game. You have to talk to a lot of people and you have to remember it. And it's really hard to do that just yourself. And then we get down on ourselves and it's this whole cycle of, well, why can't I do this? And so I love that a lot of people using this are not tech savvy and they're like loving it for that. And I love that you are a tech person, which I didn't realize. And you also love it because that means a lot to me, because I am not a tech person and I built this thing, but I do know what our people need. And I can communicate to a tech team. And so I'm like the go-between. I'm like, this is what it needs to do. How do we accomplish that? Like, I didn't build this tool with coding. I built it with knowing what real people need in their real relationships. So I love that you love it too, because that means it's at least decently technical.
Yeah, it's working. So that's good.
Good. Yeah. So if you could say it did one thing for you, aside from help you build those relationships and help you follow up, which is the basic of any real CRM, if it's doing its job, has it saved you time? Has it allowed you to be less stressed? What has it done for you? What's the main thing it's done for you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I would say both, because I would get really stressed out and know that, you know in your head what you need to do. That's the easy part, right? But it's actually putting it into action. And so that's where this has helped, because I work all day with deliverables. I have deliverables all day in my job. And when I don't fulfill it there, I feel just as stressed at work as I do at home. But to be able to focus on, I have this amount of time to get my work done for my business and what I want to do, and incorporate my family into that. So that way, just like those lifestyle goals. So I make sure now that I have time for my family. I have time for my friends. I have time for, I get up every morning and I do, my devotions and I work out, and then I'm able to spend, my 15-minute car ride actually being present with my daughter, and I can drop her off and just automatically hop over to MCB and just look at the first person I need to call and make a 5-minute phone call on the way to work, right? And just scratch one person off my bucket list for the day. And that to me is huge, because to be able to relax and be present with my son and daughter is awesome.
Well, and that's a huge part of your business too. You said in the beginning, I mean, congratulations, first of all, on your health achievement and your health journey yourself.
Thank you.
I would never guess. But a lot of that is, you were saying, spiritual, mental, relationship health as well. And so I think a lot of what trips people up in this business with those blocks mentally is that they're not living the lifestyle that they're trying to support for other people. And if this tool can help you do that, then it's more authentic, then it's easier for you to say, then people believe it more because you're actually living that. So I'm glad that it's helping you actually live your message in a more powerful way.
Yeah.
So do you have any final words on like tips for someone who is trying MCB or tried it and never got the motivation to really stick with it? I mean, what really got you going? It probably wasn't scary to you technically as a tech person like it is for some people, but I'm sure you weren't an expert in all the things it did on day one. How did you kind of give us an example of what you did for your first couple sessions that really made you realize it was going to be the tool for you?
Yeah. So first I got the email that said, you can try it free for 30 days, and I'm cheap. So I was like, oh yeah, free for 30. Yeah, might as well try it. And then they were like, well, now you have this like Facebook 30-day window thing you have to do. And so I joined late because of that, because I thought, oh man, something else I have to do. But I got to about day 3 of walking you through the process. And all of a sudden I realized, man, if I commit to this process, I think it can work. And so I just began, that's what I did. I just decided, you know, even if I was 5 days behind the rest of the group, I was going to commit to the process, get caught up, you know, because sometimes I would do 2 or 3 days within the 1 day period of time, but I would get caught up. And I knew that if I just stayed committed to the process, then I wouldn't have regrets afterwards if it worked or if it didn't work. And I did. When I committed to the process, that's when I realized how much it did work for me. But it is that commitment, right? So you do have those follow-ups that you need to do. And you see your little status bar that slides on the percentage mark. And to be honest, I don't have enough team members to meet that I follow up with a team member, you know, like 3 times every day. I don't have enough team members yet. But this tool is going to allow me to classify them to be those team members and allow me to be able to follow them through. So I think it's just that you have to, whatever you're doing or striving to do, you have to commit to the process and you can't be unwavering. If you decide, you know, 5 days in that, oh, I just can't do this, and they don't reach out for help and ask for help if they need something, then that's on you. You've got to be committed to the process if you really want to be successful and see it go forward and succeed, because it's not like it's a 3-year commitment, right? Sometimes this thing takes 5, 10, 15 years, whatever it is that your goals are, you just have to commit to that process.
Well, yeah, and that's why we give a full 30 days free, and it breaks my heart when people, and sorry, I had a UPS delivery right in the middle of that. That's what I was talking about. But real life, folks. But that's why we give a full 30 days, is because if you do use it, even half those days, which is why I reach out if you logged in 15 times out of 30 days, because life happens. Like you said, you might have skipped a few days of the March to Success Challenge, but then you had a system to catch up, right? Same thing with My Connection Builder. If you have missed follow-ups or you don't have enough teammates to, you know, reach out to 3 teammates a day and you miss that goal, you still have a system to follow up and a system to attain that goal and to a goal to achieve, a benchmark to achieve. And so when people don't use that 30-day free trial, I'm like, oh, if they would have just tried. So I appreciate you saying that, because truly, if you even use it for a third of that time, you'll be so much better off than if you think you just have to be perfect all the time. It's not a tool for perfect people. It's a tool for imperfect people. And if we can give into that and realize that it's okay to be imperfect and you can still get success if you have systems, then you're golden.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much for taking time out. I hope I didn't take up your whole lunch period or anything. I really appreciate meeting you and learning about you. I hope to do more of these. We really hadn't met or chatted too much before this. I just learned about people on here live, and you were very enthusiastic. So thank you so much for trying My Connection Builder, loving My Connection Builder, and letting us know about it. And then again, giving us some of your very rare free time to just share that love a little bit.
Yep, no worries.
Well, and I'm sure we'll
Thank you for building it.
Of course. It's my pleasure.
One more question. I have a question for you. So do you have an app in store?
We are planning an app. I won't say hold your breath for it.
Okay.
It is very mobile friendly. So it's not the same as an app, because apps are usually like just formatted differently and there's like bigger buttons because it's mobile and stuff like that. But we did make it mobile friendly with the fact that most of you guys are on the move. And I think most of our users use it mobile because we can track if you're using a computer or mobile on the back end. So a lot of people use it mobile without a lot of issue. But we still do want to have an app because it is just a little bit more streamlined, but we want to make sure all the features are perfect first. And we're not going to add a lot of new things before we build that app. So it is in the future, but I won't say hold your breath for it. But do try it on mobile right now because it's not too bad. You just have to push different menus sometimes. Yeah, if you guys have suggestions, like, is there an app for that? Or could this feature be a little bit different? Or, hey, you know, this looks kind of funky on my screen. I use an Android. Message us in Intercom and let us know, because that's where we get our feedback from. We can test it only so much as we can test it, as you know. But then when there's 4,000 users using it in different scenarios, in different ways, in different businesses with different mindset, I really want it to be a tool that's functional for everybody. So we take that feedback to heart and we do suggested features. We update things. And so it's the tool that you guys built. I'm building it, but you guys really built it with your suggestions and needs. So yeah, anything like that, you guys just message us in Intercom and we will work on it.
Awesome.
Well, thank you again.
Good deal.
And we'll chat again later, I'm sure.
All right. Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.